What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk to you about Warhammer 40k and how you could save money by playing both Age of Sigmar and 40k. And that's a very interesting dilemma because usually most people know by now that getting into the hobby of Warhammer is a pretty pricey endeavor. Is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. But you have to look at it not by monetary value, but by sentimental value, as corny as that sound, because editions of 40k come and go, and with these editions come a new rise to the meta. So if you're into 40k purely to play and win, I think you're in it for the wrong reasons. If you're going to be getting into this hobby, know that you have to play an army that you like both inside and out. An army that you enjoy the lore of, an army that you enjoy building, collecting, painting, and just an army that you enjoy, period. Because if you're just playing an army to win, like let's say, Iron Hands were great, back in 8th edition. I'm going to collect Iron Hands, even though I don't give a damn about Iron Hands. You're going at it wrong. You have to get an army that you really enjoy and really love, and just build off of it. For me, that was the Tau. Ever since we started playing 40k, the Tau have always drawn my attention to them, mainly because of the battle suits. And one thing that I really love about Warhammer 40k is conversions/proxy, really making the army your own, adding a little bit of pizzazz and an artistic flair to it, and just making it stand out. That's what I really like about 40k on the hobby side of it. So, knowing me, I've made a few videos a few weeks ago on if proxy was good for 40k, and most of you agree that yeah, proxy and conversions are good, except when it comes to playing in tournaments. Obviously, tournaments you have to play WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Make sure that the models are legit, because you have a lot of rules, line of sight, and all that stuff that comes into play, and you want to make sure you're playing as close to the rules, the official way as possible, to pretty much give everybody a chance. Because I know depending on how you sculpt the model, or if you're proxying a different model to represent another model, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans that can go, and overall it's just convoluting the game even more so. But again, that's just for tournaments. If you're playing, kitchen tabletop 40k with your buddies over some brews, then it doesn't really matter as long as you're having fun. And I've gotten a lot of comments saying that, I'm making a home brew for my own Space Marine chapter, or I'm making my own Tau Sept. How can I go about making it my own without having too much proxy? How much proxy is a good amount? And in my opinion, it's up to you, really. Homebrew and creating your own faction and overall characters and whatnot, that is, in my opinion, one of the best things you could be doing. Because again, you're making the army your own, you're adding your own flair to it, and it's going to be something that you enjoy. So, I'm going to give you a few tips as to how you can combine two armies into one, but still be able to play them as separate entities via Warhammer 40k and Age of Sigmar, but more so for the Chaos side of 40k and for the, what is it called, Order of Death side in Age of Sigmar. So that was kind of long of an intro. Without further ado, let's dive in. So let's start off with the 40k side of it, because I feel like most of the people that are watching this play Warhammer 40k. So beginning with Chaos, you have a lot to think about with Chaos. What faction are they aligned with? Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh? Are they renegades? Are they unaligned? And are they shoot off of like the main Emperor's Children, like Thousand Sons, that kind of thing? Or are they a supplement or something completely different? Once you figure out the lore and background, then you can start fleshing out your army, your play style. I'd say it's the next important thing. Do you want to play a Psyker heavy list? Are you all about infantry units? Do you want to bring in demon engines? Are you going to ally with chaos demons? Once you figure that portion out, then comes the fun part. So, if you guys have been watching my previous videos, I believe that the Chaos Demon Prince is an amazing model, or an amazing unit, gameplay-wise. It's a beast. It's a pretty iconic unit when it comes to Chaos. However, the model isn't all that. So, to kind of give you a more badass looking model, let's jump on over to Age of Sigmar, and this is the model that I believe you should be using as your demon princes, and that is none other than this bad mamma jamma right here. Now these guys are called the Morghast Harbingers, and they are played in the Legions of Nagash. However, since you're playing an army of death, or an Order of Death army, these guys can pretty much be used in tandem with like Night Haunts and what is it, the Vampire Lords, I believe they're called. So overall, you have a large variety of models to pick and choose and play from, or you could just keep it all Legions of Nagash. I believe the new skeleton dudes, again, like, we've played Age of Sigmar, but it's few and far between, so pardon me for not knowing all of the factions for Age of Sigmar. But anyway, the Morghast Harbingers are really badass looking. Just look at them compared to the regular sculpt for the Demon Prince. These guys, in my opinion, are more imposing. It just looks more badass. They actually have what's like the aesthetic of like, I'm here to fuck shit up. I feel like with the old sculpt for the Demon Prince, it's a little cartoony. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But what are your opinions between these two? It's just, this one looks so cool. I am almost like stopping myself from just making a mix of like Age of Sigmar / Warhammer 40k armies, because like the models for any of Age of Sigmar factions just are so amazing. I really do love their sculpts. Maybe even more so than 40k. I think I love those sculpts more. But anyway, Morghasts come in a pack of 2. So by buying a $60 box, boom, 2 Demon Princes. That is quite a punch to your army. Like, they are going to be doing a lot of work. You could give them with dual swords, or like that awesome like halberd thing. Oh, it's amazing. I really love the sculpt for this. So you've got an HQ now that you can play for Age of Sigmar and 40k, for either Chaos or the Order of Death. Now you need some troops. In my opinion, when it comes to Chaos, I don't want to spend too much points on troops, so just fill up the minimum with Cultists. Now unfortunately, Cultists did go up in points from 8th edition to 9th edition. They went from 40 for a squad of 10 to 60 for a squad of 10. And we don't know if it's going to go up or down when the new 9th edition Chaos Codex comes out, because obviously it's not out yet. So we're going to need some models to play as your Cultists. I guess you could always go with the Cultists that were in the 8th edition box sets. You get a bunch of like nurgly looking Cultists that you can play that were like Death Guardy. However, that's not the aesthetic you want to play here, because again, these guys are very bony, ghost-like. So let's go on over to Age of Sigmar and look at these amazing guys. These are in the Night Haunt lineup, and they are the Chain Rasp Horde. Before I even continue, like, it just hit me, like, the rules for the Age of Sigmar units, they're all free. Like, that's already a huge plus. Just go to your Games Workshop website, click on whatever unit you want to see, like the Chain Rasp Hordes, and they literally have a download link for their war scroll. Like, boom, like that's great. I wish they could do that for 40k. But no, that's another benefit of playing Age of Sigmar. But anyway, Chain Rasp Hordes. These guys are great for being your cultists. They fit the aesthetic beautifully, and they're cheap and cool looking. And with the contrast paints, they're really easy to paint up to tabletop level in no time. Now, I personally play a Night Haunt army. These guys are good. They're the core of your army. They're cheap. You could spam them. You could easily buff them up with other units. So if you do decide to just go out and play Night Haunts, these guys are definitely a must. So now you have your mainstay of cheap troops. You have 2 Demon Princes. You know what? Let's just go all out and get one more HQ. And obviously, one of the best looking sculpts that came out for Chaos in the last couple of months is the Lord Discordant. The Lord Discordant is a great model, and it's also great stat-wise, rule-wise. So, just go ahead and get the Lord Discordant and play him that way, or use awesome model from the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, Arch Cavalos Zontos. This dude is a freaking like samurai skeleton riding on a skeletonized awesome like horse dragon thing. I mean, you've already got the same size base. He's almost in the same pose as the freaking Lord Discordant, and it still looks badass, and you have the aesthetic of like bones and ghosts and skeletons. Yeah, this guy is a very easy replacement for the Lord Discordant. Or why not up it up a little bit on the cool factor and pick this guy, Manfred the Mortarch of the Night. Such an awesome epic sculpt. Very fragile because it's basically just being held up by the tail, so it can easily crack and break. But just look at it. Awesome. The freaking beast has some like souls within him. It looks amazing. Like I said, this guy, it's beautiful. It's amazing. So I guess it's really up to you which one of the two you would want to use as the Lord Discordant. But yeah, this guy is an awesome miniature that you can easily use for the Lord Discordant. Heldrakes are a cool model. You could easily replace it with none other than the Royal Terrorgeist, a freaking vampiric skeleton dragon looking thing. Yeah, it's very easy to like swap models and just have a whole army that, like I said, you can play as Chaos, like a stand-in Chaos army, but you're really playing the Grand Order of Death. And again, these models look amazing. So that's just, I'm not going to cut it there because obviously I could just keep going for days as to what armies and what models you can flip-flop and use. You could easily do this for like Space Marines, flip them with the Stormcast Eternals. But it's a little bit different because obviously when you're playing Space Marines, they got more of a futuristic feel, and the Stormcasts are more, I don't know, they don't seem as futuristic. More fantasy than sci-fi, I guess. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you guys do this? Because I'm very close to doing that with my Chaos army. I don't know. I was going to play Eldar, Wraith Eldar, if you guys remember. And then I got the idea of like, maybe instead of using actual Eldar Wraith units, Wraith constructs, I could use stand-ins of this Sylvaneth, the tree people. And I was really close, but I saw the Apocalypse box set and I'm like, you know what, nah. I'll just buy this box set and I'll be good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys stand in your models pretty often? Is your game really that impacted by the rule of cool? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about using Age of Sigmar models in 40k and vice versa. and I can't wait to read the comments. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.